Hello, welcome to Leading the Way at Leonard's. I'm your host, Dwayne Knepper, and today we're going to be talking about an important aspect of transportation and logistics, warehousing. And of course, riding shotgun with me is Leonard's Express CEO, Ken Johnson. Welcome, Ken.
Thanks, Dwayne. Most of the warehousing facilities in the United States are outdated. In a March report, real estate services giant JLL estimated that the average age of warehouses in the United States is 42 years old, and buildings constructed more than 20 years ago account for 3/4 of the total industrial supply, with more than 1/4 of all inventory being over 50 years old. Our special guest today will help us understand these trends. Leonard's Express Chief Operating Officer Kevin Johnson and our Director of Warehouse Operations, Jeff Kessler.
Thanks for having us.
Great to be here.
You guys, as we look in the warehouse business, Leonard's is always looking for continued ways to grow. Several years ago, we had that opportunity. Warehousing was in great demand. You looked at the options for customers to use were limited. They were outdated. That's why Leonard's is growing this part of our business, and we'll talk more throughout the podcast.
Yeah, Jeff, what is the forecast for the warehousing industry? Like, what type of demand are you seeing right now, and how do you expect this to change over the next few years?
Well, right now, demand is high. With the pandemic and supply chain issues, we've seen a huge uptick on calls for warehousing. Right now, our ambient warehousing is at capacity, and we're continually looking for additional opportunity to expand that footprint. And as far as on the refrigerated end, up in this region, there are refrigerated warehouses, there are freezer warehouses, but this warehouse that we're getting into and building just gives a different level of brand new warehouse technology, infrastructure that the outdated warehouses in the region don't have.
Yeah, Jeff, you mentioned through the pandemic, our actual plan was to build more additional dry space, during that time. But because of the pandemic, we kind of changed plans midstream. We still plan to build more dry space in the future, but we felt the best opportunity because of the need was that we build the refrigerated warehouse first.
Yeah, and the non-refrigerated side, we're out of space. So indications are that trend will continue. We're looking for more space. So, we're excited that we're going to follow the refrigerated project up, with the dry warehouse right behind it. And a lot of the interest in the refrigerated side came from our outreach to customers on the dry side. So.
Yeah, can you tell us about the construction of the new warehouse up there in upstate New York?
Yeah, sure. It's fortunately the weather has been very cooperative this year. We started this back in December, early January. They started the masonry work, and they've been working along to a point now that the rooms are all built. They're starting to paint the steel inside the rooms. It's going to be a state-of-the-art facility. It's got some things to it that a lot of the older ones in the area doesn't have. It's 115,000 square feet. There are 5 rooms, 20,000 square foot each room. Each room can operate, at a temperature between minus 10 degrees and 45 degrees Fahrenheit. We think the new facility is going to have a very positive impact on the local economy. We're excited about it. It's moving ahead of schedule. Assuming the rest of the materials show up on time, and we're looking forward to being in it by the end of the year. We do have a short video clip about the new facility, so let's take a look at that.
I'm Ken Johnson, CEO of Leonard's Express. When we bought this property, we envisioned putting together a warehousing campus that would utilize the existing facilities, repurpose production facilities in the warehouse space, as well as giving us 140 acres to develop into future use. When doing our market research, we discovered that there was a need for refrigerated space in this area, so we immediately went to work on engineering and designing a facility that would be state-of-the-art and serve our customers for many years to come.
Our facility is located right off the thruway just outside of Rochester for ease of access, not to mention access to boxcar service, which is an underutilized service in the industry.
We have 5 individual rooms, so we can run cooler or freezer, and it's all going to be digitally controlled, will be password protected, and somebody can log in and see the temperature of their product. We also have a drive-through dock system, so the truck driver does not have to get out of his vehicle to open the doors for the trailer. It's completely enclosed once it's connected to the building.
You've heard a lot about this new building. The one thing you haven't heard about is our people. Our people are here to bring the best customer experience to you.
Wow, great video, Ken. Jeff, there's an old saying in real estate that the 3 most important factors are location, location, and location.
Yes.
Can you describe the location of the new warehouse and why you believe it's ideal?
So we're in Shortsville, New York, which is right off of the thruway exit between Syracuse and Rochester. So nice centrally located location here in upstate New York. And then we have Finger Lakes Railway spur that comes through and gives us that opportunity, which is underutilized and could bring us a lot of additional business and opportunity for potential customers.
Yeah. Wow. I remember guys growing up with the Lincoln Logs and Legos. Those are the kind of things that inspired me to build. Now, the truth be told, I have a she shed in the backyard that I'm a proud owner of. But this is a major investment. Kevin, what motivated you and Ken and the Leonard's Express leadership to make such a big move?
Well, Dwayne, thanks for that question. Anything Leonard's do, we're gonna do it right. So as Ken, Kyle, and I, talked about how we were going to go about getting into the warehouse business, we understood it was going to be a large investment. But that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to put it back into the company, build on our business, and build a better product. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. I apologize. Hopefully they can edit that. So it kind of just comes back to the way we do things. We're okay with the investment. We feel the return on investment will be there. We know we'll operate it, correctly, efficiently. So we can't wait to get it going.
Jeff, you want to build on that?
No, I mean, it's a great building as far as technology is concerned. The ability for our customers to actually see what the temperature of their room is and their product is at all times and have that visibility. The technology and the alerts that we'll get, the dock system where the trucks just back in, they don't have to open up the door. We're not going to and have trucks sitting there with the doors open where the cold air is dumping out. We're going to keep that cold chain intact so we don't unload or load that trailer until it's time to open up the trailer. Those are all things that I think customers are going to be excited about and that may not be out there in this market right now.
Yeah, just to add on that, we had a customer or potential customer on site yesterday. I couldn't be more pleased with how impressed they were. They were asking how quickly it could be open, and you could see the excitement in the customer's eyes as well.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited. Ken, Leonard's Express celebrated the construction of the warehouse with a topping out ceremony last month. Would you describe the event?
Yeah, sure. And for those of you that don't know what a topping out party is, don't feel alone because none of us did either. But I guess it's a Norwegian tradition, probably because nobody wants to go to a groundbreaking ceremony in January in upstate New York. So it's probably similar to the Norwegian Scandinavian country. So yeah, we had that. We were invited several of our customers and potential customers for not just the refrigerated side, but the other facilities as well. It had several of our local political leaders, Senator Elming and Assemblyman Jeff Gallahan, both spoke. Jeff was a big part of getting this project started, not particularly the refrigerated, although he played a role in that. But prior to being our assemblyman, he was our town supervisor. And when we bought the property from the sauerkraut company, he helped guide us through to make sure that we got the processes done timely, so that we could move this right along. The town of Manchester and the village of Shortsville were very interested in revitalizing this property after the sauerkraut company left. So they worked with us, and they had some very kind words to say about what we're doing there at our topping out ceremony. Fortunately for the construction, I think that's the only day it rained in the month of June, and so the construction has gone very well because we haven't had a lot of rain, but it did rain that day. So it was good to see a lot of people were still interested in coming out and joining us, and and then they all signed the last beam that's going in the building and hoisted that up, and it went very well. So we're really happy with the whole day.
I was wondering if there was any arm wrestling entertainment for who gets to sign that last beam that goes into place there. You see, I brought my attire.
Right now, everybody had a shot. Plus, it was nice. Everybody got a chance to walk through it. It's still obviously mid construction, but it was far enough along that everybody had a great opportunity to kind of get an idea of what it was going to look like when it's done. The size of the rooms and the process of how the installation's going in, and the panels and so on. So it was a good opportunity for everyone that was there to get a chance to see that firsthand.
Yeah, no doubt, it's exciting to see this coming together. Kevin, how does the warehouse business fit into the overall plans for Leonard's continued growth?
I think the main word there is calculated. As we spoke earlier, warehousing, it is a big investment. We are already in plans to start our next warehouse as soon as this is completed, which will add a 350,000 square foot dry facility on the campus in Shortsville. In addition to that, we have a lot of conversations with various customers of needs in other locations. We have warehouse space available at our Delaware facility. I think as we continue along, we'll certainly look for opportunities in the areas where we are located, as far as our terminals, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Idaho. But we're open to have conversations with our customers to meet their needs. If they need a place where we don't necessarily have one available, we have ways of meeting those needs in a fairly reasonable amount of time. So warehouse will certainly be the fastest growing part of our business going forward, but it'll be calculated.
Yeah, it's when we bought the old sauerkraut plant, we were looking to build a facility that had several buildings on site. We repurposed the original manufacturing facility. We're now using that for warehousing. There was we call them the twin warehouses. They're connected, but two separate buildings. That we're using that for a fast turn operation that comes in the morning and goes out at night. We thought the other space that we're leasing around Ontario and Monroe counties, it'd be nice to get it all consolidated onto one on the one site, from a management perspective, a cost perspective, and and build it out state of the art. So we're excited about that. But as Kevin mentioned, we're opportunistic. We like to look for ways that we can build our relationships with all our customers, and and the warehousing gives us the opportunity to become a 3PL or even a 4PL for them. Where we can take their product, and store it, redistribute it, you repackage it. There's a lot of opportunities there. And we certainly will have the ability to do that in Manchester and Delaware. But we're open. If the opportunities present themselves in other areas of the country, we're open to that.
And Ken, just one addition there, Ken. Specific to Shortsville is the rail capabilities. I think that'll prove to be a huge opportunity. As we move forward with the Shortsville property. Certainly, I think underutilized in this Western New York area. We're working with the various railroads to see what opportunities we can put together there as well.
Right.
Wow, absolutely, that's great. Kevin, where can shippers and other industry stakeholders find out more about Leonard's Express warehousing solutions?
I think the best way is to visit our website, leonardsexpress.com. Certainly reach out to any one of us, but that information is most available on our website.
Well, I tell you, this is exciting to hear and see and it coming to life. I do want to thank our listeners for joining in on this today. Warehousing is such an important aspect of supply chain management and of the other services that we certainly provide our Leonard's Express customers. Kevin and Jeff, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Dwayne.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So I guess we'll close this segment with a recap video from our refrigerated warehouse at the topping out ceremony.
We're here to celebrate today with Leonard's Express, Chrysantha Construction, local, state officials, and we're at a topping ceremony, which is a first for me. I'd never heard of it until I read about it and did a little history. And so the beam and the Christmas trees, and it all comes together with the Scandinavian theme, and I'm pretty excited about being a part of that.
We're here the first week of June, putting some of the final steel on the building. We thought it was a good opportunity to build a state-of-the-art refrigerated warehouse.
From the remote temperature control and maintenance alerts to drive-through dock technology, Leonard's Express is truly a leader in using technological advancements to better serve its clients.
The overall building size is about 115,000 square foot. There'll be 5 rooms. They're 20,000 square foot each.
We all look at this building and none of us could do this individually. It takes a team, and we have a great team, whether it's on the job site, behind the scenes, with the town folks, with the banks, with the owner, with their customers that all made this possible.
I'm very proud as an assemblyman to be associated with such an outstanding company. They talk the talk, they walk the walk, and they deliver on every single promise and requirement that's put forth.
Today, we celebrate this project and all that it represents. A thriving business, one of the fastest growing privately owned companies in the Finger Lakes region. New jobs, an investment in our local economy, and a commitment to growth.
We're going to move right into the topping out part of the topping out ceremony. Let's get the beam put in place.
From the success of a locally owned small business to job growth and opportunity for our residents, we recognize the tremendous impact Leonard's Express is having on our local community.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Leading the Way at Leonard's. If you have any questions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you, or even questions about warehousing. That's leading the way at leonardsexpress.com. That's leading the way, all one word, at leonardsexpress.com.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks, Ken. Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I should introduce myself again. I'm your host, Dwayne Knepper, and until next time, keep on trucking. We'll save these ones for the blooper reel.